Well, welcome to another video. Alright, so today I am actually going to talk about the mobile phone. Alright, now the first question that I am being asked that do you have a mobile phone? Of course, I have mobile phone. Right now, I am actually using this mobile phone to make my videos of my practicing journey. And in fact, and I can't even actually think of a single day without this contraption. All right, so it's like food, like we are actually taking constantly breathing, right? Oxygen we are actually taking, right? That's how the mobile phone is, right? and and one more thing that I'd like to actually mention here is if you are actually given only mobile phone without internet, it will not be, but it has to be internet as well, right? Okay, so for that reason, yes, and at times it also actually helps us to capture lots of things. For example, I have actually gone somewhere and there is a something like which is so important for me, so on that case I can actually capture picture, right? Or I have gone somewhere and I need to actually know some of the information, right? So on that case I can actually just snap the picture of that, right? So that's how we can actually utilize. And at the same time, nowadays it's like a big gun, we need to actually say, because just think about wherever you are, if you actually face any kind of problems, you do not require any kind of like gun, any kind of daggers or knife or something like that, right? Hockey stick for actually doing all of those things. What you actually need to do is for protesting, this is only this mobile phone. Okay, just you will just turn on the camera and then people will literally be shocked because everything is going to be live. He or she might think, right? So for that reason, yeah, it's very dangerous as well, but we need to actually use it very cautiously. All right, now the next question is, at what age did you first get your mobile phone? All right, so I can still remember when I passed my school, and initially I just enrolled in my 11th class or grade. So on that moment I actually bought my first mobile phone. Okay, so yeah, and that was my first time of my own the mobile phone. Okay, because yes, I used to actually use the mobile phone of my parents and during my school life, but on that very moment that I actually finally purchased a mobile phone for me, and it is probably Lenovo. I'm not actually sure. Probably, okay, I forgot. And yeah, probably Lenovo. It will be anyway. So yeah, I actually used that mobile phone around 1.5 or 2 years probably. All right. So yeah, that was in fact it was actually gifted from one of my uncles as well. From my uncle? No, the first mobile phone that I actually bought, and then I also got a mobile phone from my uncles as well. Yeah. All right. Now let's move on our next question. That is, what do you most use it for? Okay. Um, for me, so I mostly use it for gathering information, for calling, for contacting with my peers and my family, something like my kith and kin as well. And apart from this, I mostly actually used that mobile phone for learning, as I always say, and I use the apps which is YouTube. And it doesn't mean that I always actually love to watch the learning related videos, no, educational videos, no. At times I actually see some of the videos, funny contents, all right. So funny contents, and I actually use for a lot of reasons, for entertainment, for knowing information, and for learning purpose. that means it actually serves me a lot. Okay, and I actually learned lots of things after having the mobile phone, and I can assure you that after using the mobile phone, after getting the internet as well, so I became most efficient, I need to actually say. And not only that, I became so much uh, I actually gained so much knowledge, because everything is on the internet, right? Just what you need to do is you just need to search that, right? And if you can actually go with that, and I'm sure that you will actually get something, right? For example, you are not actually understanding one topic, like you are actually thinking of the chapter of chemistry, right? The what is atom, right? If you actually just type this, what is atom, you have lots of videos, number one. And not only that, you can actually absorb the information from different genre, right? Genres teacher, from different parts of the world's teacher, right? It does not have to be like in from your country, right? So you can actually get access lots of, like, you are actually thinking of learning programming, right? So on that case, there are free resources which are so high valuable courses. These are actually provided from the Harvard University as well. They also have some free courses, right? So what you need to do is you just need to type. You need to actually just search what you are actually looking for. And if you can actually search that properly, there is a high chance that you will actually just think about, for one topic, if you actually watch only 10 videos, don't you think that don't you actually think that you have been someone that who has now lots of knowledge regarding this field? Of course, because you are actually taking from different types of people, from different types of teacher, from different example, right? So it will actually automatically boosted your knowledge, right? So that's how I actually utilize. So yeah, that mostly I actually use for taking, just information taking. And yeah, that's how I actually use my mobile phone now, right now as well. Okay, and let's see what I can actually do. Okay, now let's move on our next question, that is it a nuisance if people use mobile phones in public places such as trains or buses? Okay, the first thing I need to actually understand the word, what is the meaning of the word nuisance, right? Okay, nuisance. What I mean, please. As I know, nuisance means. Okay, just since I am doing everything live, so I don't want to actually hide anything from here. Okay, because at the end of the day, which one is actually matters is nuisance, right? Biroktikor. Really? বিরক্তিকর বলা যায় না? Okay. Okay, ক্ষতিকর বা বিরক্তিকর, something like that. Anyway, so okay. Now I am actually going to answer this question. So is it a nuisance if people use mobile phones in public places such as bus, trains? Of course, yes, it is a big nuisance. For example, I am actually talking, and I am not actually listening because of the crowd, right? There are lots of crowd, and I am not actually listening to the person whom I am actually talking, right? So resulting into, so I am actually having to loud my voice, right? Otherwise he will not actually get me, right? And on the contrary, whenever I am not actually listening to him properly, so I will just turn on the speaker, right? So it will automatically create so many chaos, right? So yeah, for that reason, I reckon that yeah, it's a nuisance if people actually use mobile phone in the public places like trains or buses. Understood that? All right, now let's move on our next topic, which is related to movie. Okay, so how many of you actually love to watch movie? And for me, if I would like to actually say, and one thing I need to actually say, which is so regrettable for me, because just think about like this way that sorry, we had back in 1990s, for example. So on that moment, the movie's duration was around 3 hours, right? Around 3 hours, and constantly the duration is being actually shortened day by day, right? Okay, nowadays the movie which we actually usually encounter, most of the movie that we actually think that it's like around 1.5 or one, right, max. But think about like this way: on that very moment, when 1999, sorry, 1990s, the people had so much focusing power. They could actually concentrate whatever they are actually watching, right? Anyway, so nowadays the movies has been actually shortened. Why? The reason is people are actually losing their focusing power. Not only that, and I am actually included with that as well. Why? Just think about. I used to actually see 1 hour movie or 1 hour whatever it is, right? Video. But right now, I am not being able to actually watch more than 10 minutes of video. Just think about 1 hour, right now 10 minutes, 60 minutes, 10 minutes, right? That means how much our focusing power deteriorates our mind. Just think about, all right? So yes, not only that, right now and another version is shorts or reels. 3 to 5 seconds. What am I actually looking? I literally don't know. Okay, so I'm just, as soon as I actually watch the video is actually gone. So we are actually, my brain is not being able to actually capture that, the information. What is it actually in this video? All right. So for this reason, our brain is so much bewildered or confused. Okay. So in that case, if these things actually goes on for a long time, there is a high chance that we will literally be mad and we will not have any attention. Right now, just think about, if I am actually saying anything, I am actually said by anyone, by anything. Okay, so I just react constantly. Okay, why? Because we don't have any kind of focus and we actually lost our mind as well. Okay, now the best way to actually come back from that very problem or issues, if we would like to actually develop our focusing power, what we need to actually do is we need to practice detox. Okay, detox. That means we will have to actually stay away from the mobile phone for a long time. Okay, I myself included. This is, I am actually telling to myself with this video that you need to be detox if you would like to actually do something. Otherwise, you will lose your attention power. Understood that? Okay, why am I actually telling you that? Because just think about, I have actually taken the mobile phone for something, for some reason, that I will actually do this or do that. I'll just see that and I'll come back. So as soon as I actually turn on my Wi-Fi or broadband connection or my data, what I actually experience, there are lots of notification, right? So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I actually just click over there. Just I actually see that and constantly. But I determined myself that I will just take this mobile phone only for 1 minute. And who knows that it has already been 10 minutes plus. That's how they are actually stealing our attention, right? So the best way to actually do this is uh, we need to actually try as much as possible to actually cut off these kind of videos, number one, short videos. And not only that, we need to actually stay as much as possible, because I am not actually telling that you need to actually stay away from this. No, you will be backdated. Okay, so you need to actually keep yourself updated as well, right? So but we need to actually practice, but we need to actually lead the healthy life. Okay, so for that reason we need to actually focus on that. Anyway, so I'm actually talking too much to that because it is actually related to my own problem as well. That's why. Okay, so now coming back to our next question. Okay, that is, okay, how often do you go to the cinema? All right. Honestly, between you and me, I would like to actually say I have never ever gone anywhere to actually watch the cinema. Except I actually only watch the cinema either on the television or the mobile phone. That's it. That was the medium of actually getting that kind of movies, okay, for me. But I have never ever actually got any kind of chance to go for the cinema. In fact, okay, so I am not actually interested to go there by sitting in the auditorium, and I will just I actually personally don't like that, okay. And right now the attention power, oh my goodness, if we like to actually go there, who knows that the ticket which I will buy or purchase, it will be literally ruined, right? Because just if I actually enter there after a certain time, 10 or 15, 20 minutes, I will just come back. So what's the point of actually taking these tickets, right? So I reckon that it will be lost project for me. Okay, so rather okay, so what I actually do is in terms of actually watching movies, and yes, I don't have enough time to actually go to go to the cinema to actually watch the all through the cinema. That means the duration 1 hour, 2 hours, right? What I actually do is I actually go for explanation videos, right? Not explanation. That means short version, short movie, right? That means the summarized movie, right? Okay, so that's how I actually watch. I love to actually watch, but right now I am also losing power as well, because the short version video is also I can still remember last time when I actually watched, it was probably 40 minutes, but I actually don't have that much time, okay? So I always actually trying to make the videos shorten and shorten, right? And it's too much for me and too much hurdles for me as well. So anyways, I'll have to actually come back from that very particular genre as well. Anyway, now coming back. Are cinema tickets expensive in your countries? Okay, since I have never ever encountered any of the cinema, so I don't have answer enough information to actually answer this question. So I am actually having to say that probably it's not so much expensive, because there are lots of film freakers that I actually experience, that who actually go to the cinema once in a week, even twice in a week. Okay, so if the price of the cinema would be so high, no question rises to actually go over and over, right? So, and not only that, the audience, if I would like to actually say, the audience is also huge, so which proves that yes, probably the price of the cinema tickets is very low in my country. That's why they are being able to actually afford that, resulting into they are in the cinema hall, right? Anyway, so now let's go to the next question, that is, what are the advantages of seeing a film at the cinema? Okay, the first thing I need to actually say, okay, so whenever I am actually watching any videos or any film, so when we actually see the emotional scenario, so on that moment everyone become emotional, and whenever we actually see that there is a moment of crying, I also encounter that there are many people who are getting so much emotional and crying. Okay, all right, and at the same time, if we actually see that there are there are many scene which are like the actor is on the race and he's actually trying a lot, and it is actually it just five to 6 seconds to actually reach his destination to become first. People, the excitement that I actually see, not I actually see, I actually encountered. All right, the excitement that they actually have. Oh my goodness! Whenever they actually when the actor won won the prize or win the prize, on that case they actually assume that they actually own that very prize. Okay, they actually celebrate like this way, and if anything, okay, everyone actually shout and something like that. That means the overall vibes they can actually feel it. Okay, so yeah, this is the probably ultimate features of actually watching movies on the cinema. So that is my assumption. I may be wrong. However, since I have been actually asked that question, that's why I'm actually answering this question. Okay. All right. Now let's move on our next question. That is, do you usually watch films alone or with others? Okay. I will have to say yes. The movies till now I actually watch the movies alone, and I love to actually watch movies alone. And let's see, it will actually depends on the future as well, right? So right now I actually watch movies alone. Okay, and after watching lots of movies, I actually at times take suggestions or provide any kind of suggestions to the people who would like to actually do something. Okay, so let me actually uh, say one thing before I forget. That is, I love to actually watch the movies, not action. Okay, so I always love to actually watch movies which is truly based on real life story, because I love to actually watch that kind of movies. And one of the movies that I can actually recall right now, should I actually say? Anyway, so I reckon I had better not say. All right, so okay, I will actually say some other time. Okay. All right, now let's move on our next question. That is, which actor would you like to play you in a film? Okay, which actor would you like to play? Okay, the first thing I need to actually figure out which actor. Okay, it's a bit controversial because it still depends on my mood as well. For example, if I am actually in jolly mode, right? So I would definitely go for any one actor. If I am so much angry mode, I will actually go for another actor, right? But more or less, if I would like to actually say, so my verdict will actually go for the Salman Khan, okay, and Amir Khan as well, right? Okay, yeah, that's what, because I literally love the actor Salman Khan for his character. Like he actually said that the movie which is actually done by him, so over there he actually does not kiss the actress. Rather, and it was actually asked by many of the reporters, sir, why actually don't you actually do that? So his answer was like that: I don't want to actually convey any misinformation to my fan followers. If I do, vulgar scene. So it will actually provide or convey wrong information, wrong messages. That's what. Oh my god, that's literally lovely. I really love that concept because yes, we need to actually think about what are we are actually doing. Sorry, what are we are actually doing if actually impacts it will and it must, okay, it must impact someone or the other, those who are actually really follow us, right? So we cannot actually do such a things that which eventually leads them to actually go for bad habit or bad things, okay? So that's what he actually makes sure that, okay? And for that reason I love him so much, number one. And number two, his physical structure. And just think about his age compared to his age and his muscle. Oh my goodness, that's literally lovely, right? And number three, he is so humble. The money which he actually earned, most of the money he actually donated for the people, okay? So these are the reasons that why I actually love him so much, okay? Yes, and I want to be like him as well if I actually get chance. However, it's not possible, right? Okay, so since I actually encountered this question, that's why I actually answered that. Okay, all right. Now let's move on our next topic, which is museum. Museum. All right. Mm, museum. Okay. All right. Okay. The first thing I need to say is okay. The first question I am actually going to answer: are there museums popular in your country? Okay, there are many museums in my country, but among them, most of the people actually don't love to go there because they think in a way that what's the point of actually going there? Everything is over there as it was in previous history, right? So what's the point of actually going there and looking all of these stuffs, right? Rather, we can actually just watch a videos of that and we can actually gain the experience, right? However, there are many people who are literally so much enthusiastic about the history and the culture. They actually go to the museums to actually know about the cultures, about the tradition and everything, right? So it actually depends on the people. So for majority of my country, if I like to actually say, yes, most of the people do not love to actually go to the museum in my country. Alright, so did you visit museums when you were a child? Honestly, I have never ever actually got any chance for visiting the museum. In fact, I have a plan as well, probably this year, and out of nowhere, I'm not sure, but in the next coming years, probably, and I must visit one of the museums. And no, it doesn't matter whatever I am actually thinking of, but if I am actually thinking of visiting from my country perspective, so I would definitely go for that. And if, for example, I am not in my own country and I am somewhere else, and I would definitely prefer to actually go to the museum, which is Louvre Museum in France, right? So I'd like to actually visit that. I love that because that decoration, oh my, that's literally captivating. After watching a vlog video of that very museum, oh my goodness, I literally became a big fan of that, and I am actually expecting visiting over there if I had chance. Okay, although I don't have any interest for visiting museums, but I became very much interested after watching only this video. Otherwise, I didn't have any kind of intention to actually go anywhere. I was also taught the same principle that I already actually told you, that there is everything on the internet, and there are many videos as well. So what's the point of actually going there to actually watch all of those things? But the the feelings, I would like to actually get the feelings. There is a missing that is called feelings. Understood? Okay. Now let's move on our next question. That is, do you like to visit museums nowadays? Already answered the question. That is, I never ever actually had a chance to go to the museums. In fact, I was not a big fan of that. But after watching the certain videos, so I'm actually thinking of going to the museums. Let's see what is actually waiting for you and what can I actually do. Okay, all right. Now let's move on to our next question. That is, do you think you should pay to visit museums? Of course, I think yes, we need to actually pay for that, because just think about the the object, the components, the information, the things which is actually stored over there, and they are actually maintained, right, by someone, right? Not only that, there are electricity, right, and there are guard as well, right? So they are all included with that, right? So if they actually make all of those things free, yes, they can actually do for 1 day or for 2 days. It it will depend on them, but mostly, if I'd like to actually say yes, visitors should actually pay for that, because uh, just think about, I have the museum, and I am just offering here, and who knows that I will actually get the same things that I actually put it today in the tomorrow. No, no, that means there is a high chance that anybody can actually steal that, right? So if I have the proper building, if I have the light, if I have the guard and everything, so who will actually pay for them, right? So I need to actually collect that money. So from where? So from the visitors, the money which I will actually collect, I will just donate this, right? Okay, that's how we need to. But I can actually make a suggestion here, that is, yes, since this is like museum, and they are not actually getting accept information or watching this their own eyes, so they should be actually minimize the price. Okay, so that's what I actually think, and from my perspective, I'm actually telling you about it. And I'm not sure, so it will be actually depends on the authority, whatever they are actually thinking. All right, now let's move on our next topic, which is music. Okay, music. All right, okay. So, how do you listen to music? Okay, that's a very tough question, by the way, because I was in my university. So right now, I am not actually a big fan of listening to music, but when I was in my university, so I actually love to listen music with the help of earphone, because I don't want to actually disturb anyone, because just think about, I am just randomly I have just played any of the videos, so the sound create a noise, number one. Number two, the music that I am actually listening, it may not actually suitable for the listeners, those who are actually beside me or around me, right? So they might get a bit irritated, right? Yeah. So that is the reason of actually listening music with the help of earphone. That's how I actually used to do a lot, right? And yeah, that's what I can actually say. And yeah, that's what I don't want to actually add anything. Anyway, now let's move on our next question. That is, when do you listen to music? Okay, so just think about like this, whether I am in doing some boring work, like I am just typing, or I am actually having to write something. Okay, just I have some physical copy, and I'm just having to type this. All right, or I am just searching something randomly, right? So it's a bit boring. So on that case, yes, I actually just use that. Okay, and let's say I am in actually boring. I'm not actually feeling any kind of. I actually lost my motivation and everything. On that case, I actually listen to that. And yeah, these are the times mostly when I used to listen music a lot. Okay, okay. What's your favorite kind of music? So my favorite kind of music was Hindi, and especially which are actually so much favorite in the wedding ceremony. Okay, wedding ceremony. Okay, yeah, that's what I can actually say. Anyway, now let's move on. Our next question is music an important subject at the school in your country? No, not at all. Okay, so it's optional. Not optional, it's out of our curriculum, right? So I actually recognize there are many people who are like from different religion, like either they are not Muslims, right? So they are actually even some of the Muslims I also encountered that they are actually fond of doing their career in this field. Okay, so yes, that's what I can actually say, and that means in terms of actually learning music, you need to actually go somewhere else except the traditional school. Okay, and in fact this is not important at all. All right, so what kinds of music are most popular in your country? Okay, since we are the neighborhood of India and India and Pakistan, so these two types of music are so much popular in my country. Okay, that's what I can actually say, and that's for sure. All right. So, do you like to listen to live music? No, I don't. I don't like to actually listen to live music. In fact, I never ever actually experienced that as well, because music I don't have any recommendation. I that's funny because uh, I actually used to make a file. That means which I like in terms of music. I would like to actually make a folder for that, and I have like different genres category like this way, because it actually helps me so much to figure out very easily. Just thinking about, I'm actually thinking of listening something. I have a list of listening, right, music. So I actually go there and listen. And if I am actually thinking of like improving something, there are improvement related to some of the videos. I just go to that folder, right? So that's how I actually go and actually use most of my time and everything. Okay, now let's move on our next question. That is live music popular in your country? Okay, the first question. Before that question, what was the question? Do you like to listen to live music? I at times live like, I at times don't like. Okay, so yes, but I never ever actually got that much uh opportunity to actually listen to live music. Okay, and I always probably go for recorded music, right? Anyway, so is live music popular in your country? Yes, live music is popular when it comes to cultural programs. There are many cultural programs arranged by the many people, and in fact this kind of music is so much popular, which we usually call band show, right? So yeah, and over there when they actually perform, they actually just they actually spread the excitement to the people who are listeners, right? Yes, it's too much popular in my country. In fact, every year there are lots of programs we actually have, and we actually encountered the same thing. Okay, all right. Now let's move on to our next question. That is, have you ever been to concert before? Have you ever been to any musical performance? Okay. All right, so that's a funny question, by the way, because yes, when I can still remember one of my friends and I actually thought that we will add, because there were actually a program going on my own locality, and we actually said that we need to actually go there because there will be a performance, live performance, which is musical, right? All right, so we actually planned that yes, we will actually go there. Okay, so what we actually did is, but at the same time we had a class as well. So we just made an application to the teachers that we actually need a break for today, and we actually made excuse that we will have to actually go to the hospital, something like that. I actually even don't know. Okay, so the idea was from my friends. Okay, so yes, finally somehow we have been able to actually convince the teacher that we are actually going. All right, so from there directly we actually are into the field, the stadium. So the performance was actually held in the stadium, right? So stadium over there, and what I actually experienced is uh, I literally became shocked. There are thousands, sorry, thousands of people actually gathered together. Oh my goodness, we literally shocked because we were just thinking, what, and we are small in size, right? So we are not be able to actually see the performer, right? So we what we actually did is, and in fact there are many people who actually held us a lot, because whenever they actually seeing that we are we are a little fan of that, so they actually said that okay, no problem, you can actually go forward. So they actually just made a path for us, and luckily we actually stand at the very beginning of the performance stage. Okay, so yeah, and we actually literally enjoyed, and the performer actually came to us and asked our name, and he actually appreciated, and probably he offered one chocolate. Probably he has only one, but we were two, right? So he said that I'm sorry because uh, I have only one chocolates for you, but you are two, but you need to actually this you need to actually just divide these chocolates. We said no problem at all. Okay, no need to actually provide this, but he literally became so elated, and yes, and I am sure that I wish that I could actually enjoy the moments from the very beginning, so it would be so great, because we had two shifts, right? So in the morning it actually started, but we actually earned there in the afternoon, after afternoon. Okay, so for the reason we actually probably missed lots of the music. Okay, so anyway, so I am actually so grateful for that. Yes, that was the event that I actually enjoyed a lot with my friends, and which is a musical performance, live musical performance. Sorry. Okay. How much time do you spend listening to music every day? Not at all, because as I told you, when I was in my university, I used to actually listen music. But for now, till now, I don't think I have actually listened music because I'm not. I am actually thinking of cutting off this kind of musical things, okay? And as we are Muslim, we need to actually stay away from that as well. Okay, so we need to actually focus on listening to the Holy Quran, right? So the music is actually prepared by the man, but the Holy Quran is actually prepared by the Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, right? So we need to actually focus on that, and yeah, I hope that you will enjoy something. Okay, and yes, it's true that although I'm actually saying you to actually not to listen music, who knows that I may also actually listen to music right now. Okay, so yeah, it happens, but we are human beings, right? And there is a high chance that we will break our talk, right? What we actually say, we actually cannot perform as we say, right? All right, so now let's move on our next question. That is, are you music tests varied? Are your music tests varied? Okay, so as I told you that I was a big fan of Hindi song, and some of the Arabic, some of the Turkish, and some of the, yeah, these are the common things. And I was listening to music a lot, right? Okay, I now would listen to music a lot, right? Okay, so the next question: who is your favorite? What is your favorite song? There are lots of favorite song. So which one will I actually say? Okay, I like one of the song. Right now, I can actually say that is like, oh, what's that? Mm, Mene Roya, Mene Roya. This one, okay. So yeah, I used to actually listen this music so many times. Okay, anyway, so that was my favorite song, and in fact I had better not actually say that because this is literally unfair to actually recommend you. And anyway, so the next question is, do you like to sing along to your favorite song? Okay, no, I don't want to actually sing with my favorite song. I just focus on the listening. Okay, and in fact, I can't actually say not a single song because I have never ever tried that. Okay, I just listen simply. Right, that's it. Anyway, now let's move on to our next question. That is, play? Are you learning to play a musical instrument at the moment? Well, I wanted to actually learn, but because of the religion, I actually stay away from from there, because I'm just thinking I don't actually want my dunya. I need to actually think about my akhirah as well, right? So what's the point of actually doing all of the things here? And if I would like to actually get the dunya, so I'll have to actually sacrifice with the akhirah, but I will not actually be able to do that. But we need to actually balance somehow. Yes, we are what should I actually say, we are sinner. Okay, papi, we are sinner, but we actually think of committing the crime as low as possible, because yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that yes, you are a human being and you will make mistakes, no problem at all, but you need to try at least, okay, so that I can actually forgive. So for this reason we are actually doing like this. Okay, it doesn't mean that, well, I am like angel, right? No. Okay, so everyone actually make mistakes, so we'll have to actually trust on Allah, and Allah will definitely provide us something which is better for us. Okay, anyway, last but not, wait, Should I go for a new one? New topic? Okay, no problem. I'm actually going. Okay, which is also related to musical instrument. Okay, all right. So, do you think it's important for children to learn to play a musical instrument? It actually depends on the people, but if I would like to actually say, regardless the religion, yes, they may actually learn. But for Muslim, I will not actually recommend that. Rather, they can actually focus on the some brain related activities task, which will actually develop their brain as well. But for the people, whenever they are actually doing something which is related to some sort of activities, it will automatically boost their brains, and it will actually develop their neurons as well. Okay, so for that reason, yes, they can actually do go for that. Anyway, so do children have to learn to play a musical instrument at school in your country? I don't think not at all, and because it depends on their specific rights, right? If they would like to actually do something, they can actually go for that. Otherwise, no need to actually impose something to them that you need to actually do this and you need to actually complete this. You will have to, and we are actually thinking of doing better, and on the contrary, it may also be the opposite, right? So we need to actually deal with that as well. Okay, so that's what we need to actually keep in mind or bear in mind that. All right. And the next question is, have you ever learned to play a musical instrument? No. I actually wanted to, but as I told you that whenever I was actually thinking of my religion, so I said no, no need to actually learn all of those things. Okay, so what I actually did is, since I'm not being able to actually do that, so I was actually concentrating on doing something and which is related to my creativity. So I started doing my design journey, okay, drawing journey, okay. So that's what I actually did. All right. Anyway, so it will absolutely depends on the learners or on you, right? So what will you actually want or not? Okay. All right. The next question that is, what do you think is the best age to start learning to play a musical instrument? Okay, the sooner the better, which is actually absolutely true for the most of the cases, right? Because as long as you actually go with that, you there is a high chance that you may be the master of that very specific genre or field, right? So yeah, it depends on the practice as well. Okay, and more the most important thing is you need to actually have the passions for that. Okay, and if you are actually passionate about that, everything will be easy for you. Okay, now the next question is, what do you think what do you think would be the would be the most difficult instrument to learn play play? Okay, since I am not actually sure and I don't have any actually idea, so I reckon it's a bit difficult. But as far as I guess, when it comes to the playing guitar, probably. Okay, so there are many years, something like that. So how do they actually? There are palettes, probably. How do they actually use their fingers, using their movement? Okay, finger movement, everything. It's like a bit challenging, and at the same time there are like piano, right? Piano as well, right? Yeah, these are the things probably the hard, not for me hard, right? Because I actually don't know, and I'm not actually familiar with that, so I'm not being able to actually say exactly. But as far as I guess, so it is probably the hardest one, I reckon, but I'm not sure. Okay, so the next question is, do you think it's important to have a sense of humor, and why? Of course, people should have sense of humor, because just think about, you are in angry mode, and the people with whom you are in, they are also in angry mode. It will be absolutely ruined, right? But you are in a jolly mode and everything is in jolly mode. That's also be weird, right? If anyone is sad and everyone is sad, that is also the same scenario. But just think about, you have the sense of humor, and if anybody would like to actually be very very silent or sad, so what you can actually do is, if you can actually make him laugh, so it would definitely be a lot, mean a lot to him, because you will finally have been able to actually make him laugh, right? So it's very very important to actually have the sense of humor, because of having only these one skills, you will never be able to actually imagine your life. That means how powerful your life may be, right? Not maybe, I will have to will be. Okay, so for that reason you need to actually work on that. And in fact, I also require this, because I also cannot people make happy, and at times I realize that whenever I am actually thinking of making people happy, rather they are, instead of being happy, they become the opposite, right? So which is literally embarrassing for me as well. So it's important to actually have that kind of humor, right? And I realize that there are many actors, it may be any actors, right? So they are specially trained for this kind of humorous, okay? Because the more humor, sorry, the more humorous you actually have, the more value you will actually hold, or the more love you will get from the people, right? Because at the end of the day, what actually matters is, if I am actually in sad mood, that means I'm down in the dumps, right? So if anybody actually can make me laugh, like a smile, right? So it would be literally a great thing, I need to actually say. Okay, so for that reason, everyone need to actually learn, or everyone need to actually have the sense of humor. Okay, so that's what about my topic. All right, so one more thing, that is, okay, why, but I already told you, if you would like to actually get the love and appreciation from others, and not only that, if you like to actually do something different from others, and if you would like to actually distinguish yourself from others, this is the only skill that can actually help you to be separated from the crowd. Okay, you will be stand out from the crowd. Okay, so for this reason, everyone should actually have to have that one very skill. Sorry. So I'm actually waiting for being 1 hour. Okay, so however, I am not sure, have you been able to understand this or not? Am I clear, or is my voice clear to all of you? And what you are actually thinking, do you have any kind of suggestions, and if you have any kind of opinions, you can actually do let me know through comments, and then I will actually try to figure out. And if I am actually, if I think that this is actually relevant, I will actually do that, or I will let you know, or I will answer that. Okay, so yes, that's what I actually wanted to say. And for the time being, okay, so you need to actually work on yourself. At the end of the day, I always say that, this thing about, we are Bengali, right? And if we can actually deliver something in English, that means that we have something, right? So only using these skills, we can actually assure that you will be able to actually do something in life, because it's not an easy task, trust me. Because there are lots of people, you may actually find that those who can actually say that English is not a big deal. Yes, there are many people who are genuinely good at English, right? But how many of them actually speak in English spontaneously? Number one, and number two, with maintaining proper inflections, right? That means up and down. So it has to be like that, right? Not BTB style, right? Always same pitch. Okay, the pitch is like fire. Okay, so that's what I would like to actually say. And although I had many plan as well, because of not having the proper contraption, I am not able to actually do that. However, if you are thinking of developing your skills, you need to actually start your speaking journey from now on. Okay, so how you can already, I'm already doing the same thing, right? You will just take the question and try to answer that question. That's it. Okay, and do not actually go for that specific words, right? Isolated words, do means kora, something like, no. You need to actually work on your, okay, so I already told you that if you actually follow my channel, at least you will have that much confidence that you will literally be shocked. I'm telling you, if you are a very beginner. Okay, so that's it for today's guy. All right, so I will catch you in the next video. This is Faiz signing off. Goodbye.